So Rick Moranis is coming back to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And there's all kinds of jokes that we can't tell. But we will talk about Rick Moranis here in the Poindexter Lounge. Stay tuned. Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. What's up, my nerd family? My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, along with the lovely
Tiftastic.
and, of course,
Isaac Juan Kenobi.
And today we're talking about a pretty cool thing that we didn't think was going to happen. But first of all, if this is your first time to the lounge, just know this. The Poindexter Lounge is
A
Place for nerds.
Sorry, guys. It is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and all my friends can talk about the things that we love. Things like TV shows, games, movies, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, Star Wars, and yes, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And so much more. And if that sounds like something that you guys would like to be a part of, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and become part of this growing nerd community. They can barely contain themselves because of the jokes going on here, folks.
Rick Moranis is back.
I know. That's why. Yes, that's why. All right, so we're just going to jump right into this one. Because no, we didn't go swimming, and no, it's not cold out. We're just fine. All right, guys. So, as you all know, Rick Moranis, the beloved Rick Moranis, stepped away. I'm gonna be the adult here. I'm gonna be the serious one. Wow. Okay. So Rick Moranis stepped away from acting in movies.
My eyes are leaking.
All right. So we needed to get things under control because it is a serious thing. Rick Moranis, obviously, he left acting because his wife passed away, and that's no laughing matter. That's nothing to laugh at. And Rick really showed what a stand-up guy he was because he was at the height of his career.
Yep.
He had done so many things. Obviously, he was big. If this takes you guys way back, if you're like my age, he was on SCTV way back in the day.
Ghostbusters.
And then obviously he was in Ghostbusters. Yes, he was in one of our favorite movies, Spaceballs,
Dark Helmet.
as Dark Helmet.
We quote that movie a lot.
Oh, we quote that movie
All
all
the
the time.
time.
And our TV is called Spaceballs the TV because we had to name our TV, and it's like Spaceballs the Roku and
Spaceballs, the internet.
Yeah, and so there's lots of fun stuff there. Yes, it's fun to be a part of this family. But so all kinds of stuff like that, and then of course one of his biggest roles ever came in the form of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yep.
And that's still a classic that surprisingly still holds up to this day.
It's one of those things that I am actually very bummed about because they actually had Honey, I Shrunk the Audience at Epcot
And I remember watching
for
that.
the longest time. And he actually, when we went there for his 7th birthday, that was one of the last years that they had it. And he got to be a part of it where you were in the audience and it looked like a theater.
And you had 3D glasses on.
Yeah. And so you got my dad who's afraid of snakes, and a snake comes out at you, and then there's like all of a sudden the lights go out, and there's supposed to be rats that got bigger, and so this little like leather thing goes in between. You're moving your feet because you think something's happening.
Yeah.
But it really makes. I mean, a dog sniffs, and then all of a sudden he sneezes, and like water from the seat from in front of you shoots at you. But it's like it really made you feel like you're the audience shrunk, and then they like put you back to real size. And be like, okay, now you can go and enjoy your time in Disney.
Yeah.
But it's like they just took that out a couple years ago, and I'm like, man, because that was something, even though it's been there forever, it still was something I looked forward to going to see, no matter what age I was, because it was Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. It was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and that's something that still, I think, is...
But, like I said, Rick gave up his acting career to take care of his kids. What an amazing story.
Yeah.
I mean, just what an amazing story that really is, that he gave up his whole acting career when he was at the height of that. I mean, think of there's so many roles that we could have seen him in over the last 20 years, but he saw that it was his priority was to take care of his kids and to raise them since his wife wasn't there. And I just got to say, mad props for that. Just, not everyone would do that.
No, and it's going to make it just that much more.
There's people in Hollywood right now that
should walk away.
They should walk away from their career, and
Sean Connery, I miss him in some of his movies and the movies that he could have played, but he walked away and he stayed in retirement.
Yeah. But
that was his choice. It was still Rick Moranis' choice, but he had more of
a reason. Yeah. He had a reason, and so. I know that they have tried. Rick Moranis has been reached out to several times.
Spaceballs too.
Search for more money. After The Force Awakens came out, there was a big push even by Mel Brooks to make a Spaceballs 2.
Oh, that's so bad before he passes.
But one of the prerequisites was Rick Moranis had to agree to come back as Dark Helmet, and Rick Moranis was not going to do it.
Where if I was his kids, I would say, Dad, I was so grateful that you raised us and that you've done this. Please,
his kids are adults now.
Please go back to the things that made you you, and just put out a couple more. And that, at least that's what I would do if I was his kid.
Yeah.
But I was also raised on Spaceballs, like the way that I raised you guys. So I quote Mel Brooks on a daily basis. All Mel Brooks, though, not just Spaceballs.
Also, another one that given this news, I'm kind of surprised, and it'll be interesting to see if maybe there's a surprise cameo eventually in this. But if Rick Moranis is returning for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, they're making the new Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, that's true.
And this is a continuation. Rick Moranis.
Andy Potts was in the last one.
Yep, Rick Moranis was the only person.
Yep.
From that original cast who did not make a cameo in the female-led, and even some of you will say, I already hear
even Egon made a cameo of sorts.
I already hear everyone out there. Oh well, he was probably the only smart one. Okay, I get it. The jokes, yes, we'll set aside that time for your jokes about the new Ghostbusters, but this is a harkening back to the old Ghostbusters, and is actually a sequel. This is Ghostbusters 3 proper.
Originals, yeah.
And so I would like to see Rick Moranis in this.
Even if he's just crossing the street, something.
Yeah, it's like, hey, there's that guy who got possessed by that demon dog. Yeah. But no.
Hey, here's my dog Cooch. Azul.
Yeah, but who knows? This may be a turning point now. This may be a one-off, but this may be a turning point now where even though they're filming, and I don't know if they're done filming Ghostbusters yet, but you could always throw him in a scene, and it would still be cool to see. But we're going to read you exactly what's going on here because the Hollywood Reporter reported this. Rick Moranis returning for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot. Now that's an interesting... Is it a reboot or is it a sequel, right?
It's a continuation.
I think it's a continuation.
Kid, the son that was in the last movie with him has kids, and it's his kids that were shrunk.
That's what this says here. It says Rick Moranis is returning to one of the franchises he helped build. The actor is set to appear in Disney's upcoming reboot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. Joe Johnston, who helmed the 1989 original, will direct the new take.
Nice.
Titled Shrunk. So there you go. Josh Gad, which...
Nice.
I like Josh Gad.
I do.
He's been in some good stuff. He's been in some stuff that's... But Josh Gad is attached to star as the son to Moranis' character, Wayne Zielinski. David Hoberman is producing the reboot with Todd Rosenberg penning the script. Moranis starred in the original as a scientist whose children stumble upon one of his experiments in their family's home and end up shrinking themselves down to the size of bugs. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids spawned a 1992 theatrical sequel, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, as well as a straight-to-DVD continuation, 1997's Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Moranis appeared in all three. So, obviously...
And they got to sit there with an aunt, and they got to eat an oatmeal pie that was like the size of a house.
Right, and don't forget Little Giants. I forgot about Little Giants, but it mentioned that movie in here, too. Anyways... I'm excited about seeing Rick Moranis. This warms my heart.
Yes.
And I really hope...
I've missed him.
I really, really hope that this movie is good.
Yeah.
I hope that this movie is good and that it does well and that it's received well because Rick Moranis deserves it.
Yes.
For who Rick Moranis is and what he's become and what the story and the inspiration that he's become for parents like me, and for others. I really hope that this does well, and I hope that we get to see more of Rick Moranis. Because that'll be the selfish side of me that I need some more Rick Moranis in my life, because I think he's a cool actor.
Even if it's cameos.
Yep, I think.
Something.
Well, you know what? I think he's a cool actor, and I think that he's got the chops. That
Oh, yeah.
That he should be a leading guy in movies. That's what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He was starting to get there, and to walk away from it for his kids. Like I said, I can't speak enough to that and talk about that enough, because that's amazing. But what do you guys think? Are you guys excited about seeing Rick Moranis come back for more in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids world? I know there was the direct-to-DVD thing that wasn't so great. The sequel was pretty funny when they blew up the kid and everything. That was pretty funny. And of course, the original was just a classic that will always be amazing.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think of this? Let us know down in the comment section. Also, of course, follow us on social media and talk to us there, because that's where we have a lot of fun there. Just talking to people, sharing stuff. We've actually got a private group there where you can join and you can talk amongst all these nerds and these fans who are all here part of this channel, and do that. Also, you can help support the channel by joining our Patreon. Here are some of our patrons, and we're very grateful to them. They help us. They're out here, and if you'd like to do that, if you think that it's kind of cool what we're doing here, is providing a place where all of us can get together and talk about this stuff, then please consider doing that. Also, you can support the channel by going to our store and buying some of our merch. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm looking forward. I hope that the interest in Rick Moranis has not shrunk, but that it continues to grow, and that these roles that he does continues to grow as well. All right, guys. Well, until next time, my name is Enosh, a.k.a. Enosh Fett, along with the lovely
Tiftastic.
and, of course,
Isaac Wan Kenobi, saying,
make sure that you're aware of where your baseballs go in the attic, because if you're not careful, you might just shrink yourself. And
you don't want to be outside when the grass is being cut or it's raining.
No, but hey, you might fall in love with the neighbor girl. Until next time, bye-bye. Hey guys, if you made it this far in the video, you are awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please smash that like button and of course subscribe, and also hit that notifications bell so that you are aware when we put out new videos, which is like all the time. Thanks for being a part of the Poindexter Lounge, and we'll see you next time.